What is it like to have a sister? I walked in on my sister laying in a bathtub of red water with a razor in her hand. I'm sorry, was all she whispered before her eyes rolled to the back of her head. At the hospital, I checked her phone expecting concerned texts. Instead, I saw her friends joking about how the world would be better off without her. The doctors managed to save Abby, but she wouldn't speak to anyone after that. She just stared at the ceiling while machines beeped around her. Mom sat beside the bed holding Abby's bandaged wrists and whispering, "I should have protected you," over and over. I found the sewer slide note crumpled in her jacket pocket with one name circled in what looked like blood. Madison O'Neill, the girl who'd been making Abby's life hell for months. Mom changed after that night. She channeled all her guilt into action, and at first I was relieved to see her doing something positive. She documented everything we could find about the bullying. Screenshots of messages telling Abby to end herself. Witness statements from kids who saw Madison push Abby down the stairs. Mom joined the PTA and started speaking at school board meetings about bullying prevention. Other parents started coming to her for advice about their own kids being bullied. Abby even started talking again in therapy and came home after 2 weeks. Mom had removed anything sharp from the house but somehow made it feel safe instead of like a prison. Everything seemed to be healing, but then I noticed the changes. Mom installed cameras in every room, including the bathrooms. For sewer slide watch, she explained when I questioned it. I caught her at 3 a.m. reviewing footage of Abby sleeping and taking notes about her breathing patterns. Abby couldn't even shower without Mom watching the feed from her phone. Mom also kept a filing cabinet labeled evidence that she'd lock whenever I walked by. She started referring to justice for victims instead of healing during her speeches. Things escalated when Madison struck again. During gym class, she grabbed Abby's arm and pulled up her sleeve in front of everyone. "Oh my gosh, are those real?" Madison gasped loud enough for the whole class to hear. She took photos while Abby tried to cover herself. Within hours, the pictures were circulating through group chats with captions like "attention seeker's receipt" and "she couldn't even do it right." Abby came home destroyed. Mom's face went completely still when she saw the messages. "She's hunting the wounded now," Mom said in this flat voice I'd never heard before. After that, Mom went into overdrive. She created fake social media profiles to infiltrate Madison's friend groups and started documenting her every move, which Starbucks she went to, what parties she attended, who she talked to between classes. Mom made me drive by Madison's house every night so she could check patterns and take photos. She somehow befriended Madison's mom at a yoga class using a fake name and secretly recorded all their conversations. When Abby's therapist suggested Mom focus more on Abby's healing instead of Madison, Mom switched therapists the next day. "I am protecting her," Mom snapped when I tried to intervene. "You don't understand how predators work. She's probably targeting other vulnerable girls right now." Our family dinners turned into briefings about Madison's activities. Abby started asking why Mom talked about Madison more than her, but Mom was too busy printing screenshots and adding them to her files to notice. I could feel something big coming, but had no idea what Mom was planning. The signs were everywhere though. Locked laptop screens whenever I walked by. Hushed phone calls with our cousin Kevin who'd been in trouble before. Money withdrawals from Abby's college fund. Mom kept saying, "Soon she'll never hurt anyone again," with this satisfied smile. Then one Tuesday, everything exploded. I was at school when my phone started blowing up. "Did you see what happened to Madison's family?" The videos were everywhere. Police arresting Madison's parents at their jobs. Her 7-year-old brother screamed as CPS workers carried him to a van while he clutched a stuffed teddy bear. Madison being loaded into a different van, headed for Riverside Youth Facility, which everyone knew was basically juvenile jail. I raced home to find Mom calmly watching the news coverage. "Kevin finally told the truth about what happened during tutoring," she said. "What tutoring? Kevin barely knows them." Mom showed me a folder of forged receipts and photoshopped pictures placing Kevin at their house. He remembered how Mr. O'Reilly touched him inappropriately, how scared he was to speak up. I felt sick. "You made Kevin lie?" Madison posted pictures of my baby's scars. Mom's calm shattered. She hunted her when she was weakest. This is justice. The truth was worse than I imagined. Mom had been convincing Kevin for weeks that he was groomed and touched inappropriately, planted evidence, made sure Riverside Youth Facility had an open bed by calling in favors from her support group connections. "The system assigns based on availability," she explained while laughing aloud at the thought of Madison arriving at the facility with a garbage bag of belongings. Her parents should have raised her better. Abby found out through Instagram when a friend showed her videos after therapy. Someone had filmed everything, including the 7-year-old brother being torn from his home. What did Mom do? Abby kept asking. What did she do? That night, I found Abby bleeding again. Her new note said, "I became the reason an innocent kid lost everything. I'm the bully now." Full story on channel, link below.